Okay, he's a familiar face you may have seen before. It's Tom Young. Hi, Tom. How you going, mate?
Hello, I'm doing very well, thank you.
I thought I'd get you back to talk more about your entry into the Old World Army Challenge and how you went with it, mate. So how did it all go in the end?
It went really well, to be fair. I was very pleased with the volume and quality that I put out. Although, holy moly, the last person on your podcast, is it Mariano?
Yep.
Like, quality of his painting is just like, it's unreal. So if anyone's listening, go back and have a look at that one because it's amazing. It's really good.
Yeah, he's got a really beautifully painted Wood Elf army. Like I said it'd be hard for anybody to challenge that. I don't think. Like the Wood Elf army from Mike McVeigh was like really iconic. I think Mariano has his own really iconic looking Wood Elf army now.
Yeah, it's stunning. It's the same as, like, say, is it Jackal?
Yeah,
Like,
that guy's amazing. Yeah.
Like all of the background, which is why I like the old world army challenges, because like when people write their little blog post, there are loads of different versions of them. So like some people will write a lot of stories, some people write like a lot of notes on designers, some people write how they converted them. Like I like all of that mix. And some other challenges, it's just like a little picture with maybe like half a sentence. I'm like, I want the kind of personality of whoever's painting them out, which is why I like it. And also, I found that I can never really paint anything without a bit of a challenge. You know, if I'm left to my own devices, I just stop and look. I spend ages just looking at them and not doing anything. Whereas if I'm like committed and there's a deadline and like people are watching, you have to do it, otherwise you're going to look like a fool. Then I'm on my way, you know. But I think I painted all the goblins last time we saw, or Gretchen or Grot. Yeah, these guys. But and some war machines. So I finished up the war machines there, the wrap up of the old World Army Challenge, and then since finishing, I've not painted before. There's been like a couple of work changes, a couple of like long commutes, and some home improvement, which is just put paid to any sort of painting. But hopefully that will change, and I have like a load of ones prepped and ready to go. They just need undercoating. So soon.
Okay, what was that model? Sorry, what did you have there?
Well, I have a whole load of this is my favorite model. They are rat skins from Necromunda.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So there's a 10 model squad challenge on one of the on the Old World Army Challenge like group. There's a 10 model squad challenge, and that's what I picked. I'm going to paint them in a different style, hopefully. So they're going to be very well. I would like them to be very monochrome with super bright splash of color for war paint, or I might. It depends whether when I get around to painting them, or I might go urban camo. You know, urban camo, lots of rust, and bright colored hair. Kind of like a kind of cyberpunk, I suppose.
Cool. Yeah, I actually like the rat skins. It's one of the gangs from Necromunda that I actually quite liked. I was an Escher boy myself, but yeah, rat skins were the other ones because I really had no no affiliation with any other of the factions. The aesthetics just did not grab me. Like the Goliaths didn't do it, and a lot of the other factions were just like the Van der Sar factions. I just didn't really like. But yeah, the rat skins were quite cool. They had some really nice models.
Yeah, they did. What was I remember playing with Van Sar and Orla. I think they were my two back in the day. But to be fair, I pretty much probably had a lot of the gangs, which eventually they all get like thrown away by your mum. Cheers, mum.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. that's next in line, and hopefully make a start on them next week.
Now, have you ever played Necromunda?
Yeah, for sure. When I was a kid, and like I am looking forward to painting these and then going down the local gaming center and like having a game. You know, I've not played since I was like 12, 13. I'd like to have a go again. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't played since the 90s when I was living in Earl's Court. Not Earl's Court, one of the places, Gunnersbury Lane. I think we had an interview with a couple of guys that I went to England with, and I brought that game back during one of the Christmas releases when I worked for Games Workshop, and like during those days, all the staff members got like a set for free, and yeah, wow. we played on our mattresses in our room there.
Yeah,
we took turns painting all our gangs, and we had a great time. But I have very little memory of how it plays and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'd like to get back to it at one point.
Yeah, I do remember having it sticking guns all over the model because you had to represent what you had, and I was That's just right. Like, I was like, there was no way I could buy any of the like sharp blades and stuff. My mum was like, nah. So it was just like, just stick them on, just all over. Yeah.
Get some blue tack or something and just blue tack them on.
Yeah, just stick them on. Yeah.
I was thinking, did they have a weapons pack? Did they bring out a weapons pack for Necromunda?
I want to say there was like 2 sets of models, weren't there? I only knew the first set of models, and then there was a second set which had more, like had separate arms and stuff, and I'd probably weapon set on that, but I don't know very much about that sort of them sets of models.
Yeah, I can't remember now, mate. Yeah, it's a long time ago now. Yeah, maybe I saw in Japan someone was selling on one of like the Japanese. It's kind of like a not an auction group. It's just like, you know, if you've got something to sell, you can sell it. It's like Facebook Marketplace, but in Japan, it's a different kind of company that runs that kind of thing. And someone had a whole heap of metal Necromunda, I think Orlocks, I think they were. I was really surprised. Like from they bought them in the 90s and painted them in the 90s, and then they had them for like all this time and sold it for like $50 or something like that. Something really, really cheap. So yeah, hopefully I had the full Escher gang at some point, and then I sold the whole lot, of course. But then yeah, I have no idea how much they're worth nowadays. They're probably worth an absolute fortune now. All those old models. Yeah.
Well, I bought these a long time ago, so who knows? I don't know. What are you painting at the moment? Like,
well, actually today I'm getting my space walls organized because I'm going in not into the Old World Army challenge, but the Cowabunga, painting challenge. Yeah, I talked to the organizer I think yesterday, and I said, yeah, I really want to get my space walls done. So I'm organizing that as to what I can do over the 5-month course of the challenge. Like yourself, I think that the challenge has really changed my painting motivation. It's kind of like you are locked in to doing this each month. I did fail. I did one of the Old World Arm challenges with Jesse's Slanesh army, and yeah, that was a really great motivator each month to just have a target, just to paint something. And the Cowabunga challenge is very, very much organized and streamlined in that sense, where you need to pick out at least 200 points for each month, and then that's your limit. You cannot paint more than that. You can't paint less than that. And yeah, so it's really quite good in that sense. So it makes it very manageable, and people can achieve those kind of small target goals like that. And for the Marines, I thought, yeah, it's pretty doable because Marines cost quite a lot in 2nd edition. So 10 guys is like 300 points or something like that. And I'd love to get it painted and get it on the table and actually play some games with them. So that's one of the things I've got on my painting table for next month, I think, when that starts. I did paint some more of my orcs because I don't know if you've seen it, but me and Paul had a game of 40k 2nd edition, and I had
I saw it.
Did you enjoy it?
I didn't. I haven't watched
Didn't
it.
watch it yet. Okay.
It's in the to watch later list. Yeah.
Yeah, have a
Yeah.
look
But
at
I
see
saw.
what see
I
what you
saw
think.
the.
Yeah, but we had a good time. I really like second edition 40k, and it's the only edition I'll ever play, I think. But yeah, I painted up a Scorcher, and I painted up a mech boy on his attack bike or nobz bike. So there are a couple of little additions I've got. So we had some vehicles in the last game. So Paul had a emulator, I think, for the Sisters of Battle, which is a nasty bit of kit because it's got like these two twin-linked heavy flamers on it. So it's primed for like big mass, armies of orcs or something like that. It would just have a great time just flaming them. So yeah, we had a great time of doing that. So that's what I did for 40k. But not a great deal, mate, because I'm really busy like yourself. I've got a lot of other commitments outside of my hobby life, unfortunately, that's sort of getting in the way. I'd love to paint more, but yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I've got a load of like vehicles still yet to paint for orcs. I'm feeling pretty enthused still to paint them. I'm going to paint these rat skins just as a kind of palette cleanser and then get back on it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to, mate. You painted a lot of orcs. And speaking of that, let's bring up some images so we can have a look at those. Let's have a look here. So I'm going to share. Just check this first because I've got a feeling that it's not going to share the entire screen. Share screen, full screen mode. Maximize window. Okay. All right. I think that's going to be a lot better. So sorry for that for people at home watching this. I had to just realize. I just want to make sure these photos are going to be in focus and in full screen. So what are we looking at here, Tom?
Odd Boys, I reckon. Top left, as you're looking with the purple hair, of what they call a warp head, and then two weird boys on his left, and then underneath is mech boys. Apart from that, so yeah, mech boys. Yeah.
Yep, the mech boys, and a couple of weird boys.
Yeah.
The warp head. I love this guy. I really want to get this warp head fella at some point. It's a great model, that one. Love it.
Yeah, he is great. I've still got a couple more of these fellas to paint up, and I'd love to paint like the whole set, but there are a couple of them that are just too pricey.
Yeah. And this is your converted, or this is the one you purchased as a like a kit bashed vehicle?
Is it?
Gob
No,
Smasher?
I'm sure it's printed. I'm sure it was a printed.
Oh, it's a printed one, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the guy made it, did a scan of it, and then cast it up. Yeah. So
Nice
I think it's properly made from like the diagram that was in White Dwarf, and then just scanned and printed up.
Beautiful. And this is, I don't know if we showed this last time, but this is a really impressive battle wagon. You're one of those lucky people to have fortunately got a battle wagon.
Yeah, I was so pleased. What was his name? Grant. I only know his surname is Grant. The guy who sold me this, he put it up on a trading page for really cheap, like 10. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're selling it too cheaply." And then he was like, "Oh well, maybe I'll sell it." Like, he asked what range he should sell it at, and they said like, "Oh, maybe 60 quid is like reasonable." It's still pricey for me, but compared to what they're worth now, yes, it's very reasonable, especially as it came with like the driver and like a load of the little tools.
Nice.
Which is really nice. And then I won the raffle that he held to buy it, which was nice. It was just like comment your name underneath and like a picture of an orc that you painted, just to show that you're painting them, because he wanted it to go to somewhere that, you know,
Nice.
some people that were going to paint them and use them. And I won that and then bought it, which was lovely. So there's a bit of graffiti on, you could probably, I don't know how big it's looking on the big screen, but on the
Up around
right
here.
hand, on the right hand side, on that red plate covering the wheel, it just says Grant's Mech Workshop.
Yep, I can see it here, mate. Just see it.
Yeah.
Grant's Mech
Yeah,
Workshop. Yep.
so
Okay, nice.
immortalized it in there. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, it's fantastic. No, it's a wonderful, wonderful looking paint job on those guys. A lot of vibrant colors. I can see one of Diego's nightmare miniature Gretchen here, which is really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure.
He's assimilated there perfectly. Yeah, a lot of people ask me about those Gretchen, and they're just wonderful from Nightmare Miniatures. Yeah. They're designed by Kev Adams himself, the Goblin Master, and they just fit in perfectly with your Rogue Trader or second edition style orcs.
Yeah, they're lovely. I've got a load more of them to paint, but at the moment, I've still got a few Gretchen to paint up, like the old ones, and I kind of probably prefer painting them because there's a little less detail on them, so they're relatively quick and not as taxing, I suppose. I remember struggling quite a bit when I was coming to the end of the challenge with like detail and adding it and just being worn down. So the Gretchen were a nice way to get like 10 models out quite quickly.
Nice. All right, we'll go through some other images because last time we had a few technical issues in getting the images up on the screen. So we're just going to go through and highlight everything you've got here. Oh, there's the Gretchen back again. And we just talked about this little dude.
Yeah, this image
He's
here
not
was
camera
all
shy.
of the kind of, this one,
Yeah.
no, he's not. This one here was all of the kind of boss models. I was like, you know, all of the kind of prime models that I like up and gone. So war boss in the middle, either side mech and dock, and then either side of the mech and dock are like the boss nobz, and then the warp head, and then the runt herd, and then the freebooter goblin there on the left with the stripy trousers, and then the nightmare miniatures goblin on the right.
Beauty. I love this little Gretchen here with the little dagger or knife that he's got here with his shotgun and his eye patch.
That's it. Like,
it's a classic one.
When I drew, irritatingly, like he's got like a hole in his teeth. I wonder if like whoever had him, I wonder if whoever had him previously, like, I don't know, maybe they'd like drilled into his teeth and tried to make him smoke a cigar or something.
Right.
So yeah.
Not sure, mate. Yeah, nice. Okay, these are some of the, I think these are some of the squigs or something we've got here. We're just going to go quickly through these. I think we touched on these last time we chatted.
Yeah.
This is a minder.
Bodyguard. Yeah.
Another squig back again. Another minder.
Minders.
Oh, cool. I didn't actually notice there was a small little face here, a little orc or goblin face there. It's quite cool.
Yeah, I didn't quite know when I was painting them. I didn't know whether to paint them green or some other color. I just ended up painting them green because it was easy.
Now the nobz and mega armor. I don't think we got to show these beautiful boys last time, so let's have a look at these guys.
Yeah,
models.
I'm missing a couple of these. Like there are a couple of sculpts that I'm missing, which I'm annoyed about. But the ones that I'm missing are hard to find. Yeah,
I think you have a couple that I don't have.
I like the. Well, I was very pleased that the colors balanced out. You know, they're not like too heavy with one color. That's why he's wearing like.
Yeah, very cool indeed.
There you are. The one that I'm missing is,
Okay, you got the one you're missing is just like this, but it's got like like a bolter on the side with a sort of like a knife or a dagger attachment to the end of it? Maybe that's the
No,
one they're missing,
there's
perhaps.
one as well. There's one. There's another one which is stood on top of a beaky helmet. I'm missing him.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't have him either. Yeah. Oh, I love the eye on this guy. Mate, that's bloody perfect. Yeah. The white dot right on the pupil there. Very nice. Okay, that's the nobz in power armor. We'll go to the odd boys. We looked at those before. And let's have a look at one of these guys.
Pain boy.
Pain boy, yeah. Is it a
Weird boy.
freebooter? It's a pain boy, is it?
No,
Yeah.
he's a weird boy there. But I
Weird.
did paint him in. I painted him in freebooter colors just
Right.
because because he's supposed to be a snake bite, I think. But
Yeah.
I was like,
We had a good chat
Where
about
did
this
you-
guy last time when we talked about this particular model, as I hadn't seen that one before. So yeah, cool. Well, this one's an interesting one.
yeah, he's an Iron Claw. He goes with the, is it a robot?
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, but I had him. He was on the Troll Trader. That was it, and it was misidentified, and then it was selling cheap, so I bought him. Yeah,
Cool. Looks like a Bob Ollie design, actually.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
It is. Okay. Yeah, very much like his style. Nice. Oh, yes, we talked about that, the Gob Smasher. Yeah, he's remotely operating it. That's cool.
that's it. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. So how many points total have you got for this army?
Do you know what? I totaled it up. I totaled it up, and I wasn't like it wasn't that much. Man, I can't remember.
Really?
It's in the end of the Old World Army Challenge. In my wrap-up post, I've got it there, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was a touch under 2,000, something like that. Not
Really? I'm just okay. Wow. Okay, I'm surprised about that.
Yeah, same here. But
Yeah.
I think it depends how you add it up. And I was very generous with putting stuff in for free. Do you know?
Is that for Rogue Trader points, or was that for second edition points?
I think I went in second edition
Right.
points, but I put some Rogue Trader kind of flavor on it. So, because obviously you can't cost the squigs, so they were free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
The minders, the bodyguards, like his entourage, extra weird boys. They don't. They're down for free because you can only have like one or two of everything. So
I was saying to the guys too, like the left arms, was it the right arms? Right arms, a lot of the miniatures are really, really hard to find.
Yeah.
And it's a case of now 3D printing, like scanning and 3D printing those parts that are now becoming very, very useful, because there's entire groups that I never knew about, but they've got groups on Facebook where people are scanning stuff and then printing them out for people. So that's a great resource that people are putting together for that. Because now I'm looking for backpacks for my Space Marines. Like, getting backpacks, it's really quite difficult because, of course, if you have Marines, you need their backpacks, and they're not something that goes spare. So. Nice. Okay, let's go to something like with freebooters. Maybe we touched on these guys last time. I can't remember, but they're such a colorful, characterful lot.
Well, I was so pleased to get these done. Yeah, they were nice. This guy was a sticking point for me. He was so big.
Guy?
Yeah, he was just a big guy, and I remember just looking at him for ages, just going like, "Oh." But as soon as you start and you put paint on them, they tend to come together quite quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have every single variant of these guys, I believe. All of them, maybe.
I do, but I haven't painted one of them, which is the Corn Storm Boy, I think.
Oh, right.
And then I'm not sure, but there's also the Gene Stealer Hybrid one, which I've got unpainted, but I don't think I took a nice picture of him because I painted it after I had these photographs.
This is an interesting point. This is the mono wheel, which is actually a second edition war gear card for the orcs. It's such an incredibly weird looking thing, but obviously they did have models which were sort of designed just for that mono wheel. It's interesting, and I raised that point because I've actually got, I don't know, at least 5 of these mono wheels, which I may never use. So if anybody needs mono wheels, please get in touch with me and we can work something out, like a trade or something like that. Oh, you need them? Need them, Tom?
I've got another top half which is different to this, but I don't have anything for his bottom
Right.
half.
Okay. Well, I'll send you one, mate, because I've got them here. I'll never use them. So you might as well have one. I'll give some to people who need them because I'll probably never use them.
I've got a load of spells. I can send you something in return.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds good, mate. Excellent. Yeah, this guy's a great looking model. Nice little gemstone here too. Very lovely.
Yeah, he was one of my favorites. This guy and the doc. Yeah.
The doc, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I would love to get the orc books for Rogue Trader because they really gave the various units a lot more identity on the tabletop. Second edition was very bland. It sort of just brushed over everything and said, okay, well, there's a freebooter mob, 5 to 10 models. That's it. There was nothing really all that special about them. But I'm sure the second edition, the Rogue Trader books gave them a lot more special rules, or there's more things you can do with them, or there's more tables you could roll on to give them really funky stuff. Or I'd love to explore that one at some point.
Yeah, there's almost like a codex just for freebooters.
Yeah. With some classic Paul Bonner artwork on the front cover. So just having that for the front cover alone is amazing, and all the internal art that Paul did for the orcs.
That model there, that small model there, that's the very first model I painted for the army. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Very cool.
You can see there the gap in the armpit. It was just a case of
I can see that now. Yeah. That's why you're taking your photos way too close, Tom. I learned from my mistakes doing that. Yeah.
I was more concerned with putting them together and getting paint on them, because the more time I spend prepping them, the more enthusiasm I lose for them. You just gotta have a nice mix of.
Actually, this is the thing we were talking about last time, wasn't it, Tom? Like you had like a step-by-step for this, and we need to include that in the fanzine for some point for painting yellows and that kind of thing. It's very useful. Yeah, sure. Because you do the pink under the undercolors pink, isn't it? Your technique for that?
Yeah. Which was flagged by a guy on. I'm sure I stumbled across a YouTube video where the guy highlighted underpainting yellow as pink. He was like, "You've got to try it," and it was one of the first things I've tried from a recommendation on the YouTube video, and it's brilliant. Loved it.
Yeah, I have tried it myself. I'm not entirely sold on the technique. I'm just more of a traditionalist. I just prefer having something like that's white, and then just use inks and the yellow paint and like orange ink and that kind of thing. Just go straight over the top of the white. But I can see that the advantages of using pink for sure. I can see that being a big advantage. All right, now we've got some cool boys here. Very Rogue Trader boys. Now this is something I need to get. A standard bearer. He looks equipped for the job here. He's got a couple of marine helmets on the top there, and I don't know what else that is there, but some kind of big
Can't afford
sack.
any season. Yeah, there are a lot of boys that just look the same.
Yeah.
I quite like them being all monopose. I like the Orc Raiders. Yeah. I don't know why. They were just nice to paint, and then once you sorted the scheme out, you knew what you had to paint, which was nice.
Well, there's one distinct advantage having these is that they have all their arms and weapons. There's no, they're all one piece.
And when you drop them, nothing's going to fall off them.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, they'll chip. They'll chip all right, but nothing will break on them. Yeah.
No, that's it.
Yeah, that's one good thing about those.
So I think these are all separate models. I just photographed them from a different angle through each one, just as there's loads of them. Apart from this guy, it might be two of them. There you go.
Nice. Yeah, I like them. I like the guys with the caps and goggles. It looks really quite cool. Looks like they're going to fight some kind of Africa campaign based on that kind of war kit. But yeah, very cool. All right, let's have a look at the grots now.
Yeah,
I like this guy in particular because is it a conversion for the standard, mate?
Yeah. I bought him like that with the standard bearer just drilled on in there. So I think, what did I do to it? I think the top had broken off, so I just glued another bit on, glued a skull on top of that, and then done. And then the banner is just paper, and I hate painting banners. I hate them. But it was just a quick loose thing, something that'll just denote a banner and done.
Yep, that does the job, mate. Nice.
Yeah.
I've not seen this guy before.
There were a couple of these that are like a little bit not mis-scaled, but that guy is certainly a lot bigger than the other ones. I don't know the story behind that. There's a couple of them that are like just a little bit bigger. There's another guy with like a shotgun. You'll come across him soon. Yeah, this guy's quite big as well. His head is massive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because like now Kev, like the stuff he's got, like he designs now, is like way bigger than like the stuff he did for GW, like all the nightmare stuff. Well, the Gretchen, probably the Gretchen, compared to these guys, are a lot bigger now. The Gretchen he has now, the more recent stuff he did. But the orcs in particular for fantasy are like just massive in comparison to the ones he did in the 90s.
Yeah. Comparing them with that Nightmare Miniatures model, he stands like a full half head taller.
Right.
So
yeah,
they are taller. But he works amazing as a kind of like a command.
Yes,
dude.
Absolutely. Yeah, he does look like the Al Capone of the Gretchen mob, that's for sure. Mate, he was kicking ass in my game the other night with Paul. I had him. I swarmed all my Gretchen against his Seraphim. The Seraphim and the battles are just nasty because they're the ones that have the jetpacks and fly in, and then they have twin flamers, like hand flamers, or they got swords, and they're like really horrible in hand-to-hand combat. Well, that Al Capone Gretchen was just taking names in that game. It was brilliant. But I do love my Gretchen. I love these models. I don't have any of the old Rogue Trader Gretchen, and I would love to collect them because I think out of all the stuff that Kev did for that range, these are the most characterful.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I've got a couple of spare ones I can send you.
Oh, mate, that's beautiful. Thanks, mate. Okay. Oh, here he is. Yeah, he's got a big hole, isn't it? It looks like someone has drilled it out, actually. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll just paint it. It just looks like he's got missing teeth from afar, but yeah, he's a perfect circle.
Yeah. Right, now these are the Grot Crew machines. I think maybe since last time we spoke, you did finish off a lot of the war machines and that kind of thing, or the support weapons, I should say.
Yeah. I
Oops.
really liked seeing these ones. This one's my favorite one. Like I just liked the way his face came out
Yeah,
and his hammer head. Yeah.
yeah, I really like the orange glow to his eyes and the sort of the orange on his nose and that kind of thing. Very warm colors. Yeah, look really nice actually. And the verdigris on the hammer and stuff.
Yeah, it was just to put a bit of blue there, I think. Yeah, but it was nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that came out really nice, mate. Any tips for painting the green skin that you want to share, or any other painting tips you want to share with people, mate?
And what did I use? I used like a moot green from Games Workshop. And then I give it quite a thin wash with what's the contrast? Is it Warp Lightning? I think a contrast paint.
No idea, mate.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's Warp Lightning. And then I did maybe 3 highlights by adding Flash Gits Yellow, which is the yellow that you see there on the backpacks, to the moot green, and then add white to that mix just to finish. And then when it's finished, I glazed just a little once over with a fluorescent paint. And then on the very highlights, I glazed again with fluorescent color. So if it's purple, just glazed with a purple. If it's pink, glazed with a fluorescent pink. Yeah, it worked out well. It was the first time I'd done it, and I was really pleased.
Yeah, that worked out nice, man. And do you use it like for undercoat wise? Do you go from a white undercoat or a black?
White,
Yeah,
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 white
me
all
too.
the time.
I love
Yeah,
this guy, mate. I love this guy. He's just brilliant, this one.
yeah. The 3 crew for this, for the, what is it? It's a squig catapult. Yeah, the 3 crew for the squig catapult I really like doing. Yeah, they were very good.
Oh, that reminds me, my mate Angel, he press molded me the squid catapult ammunition because I didn't actually have that. It didn't come with mine, so I'll have to paint that up and put it in my catapult because that reminded me of that actually. And try to find this dude because I think I love this guy. I'm going to try to find this one.
Yeah, the sneaky
He's a sneaky little bugger, isn't he?
is
He won't stab you in the back or anything. Totally trustworthy.
nice. I like this guy. It's just so simple. It was just flesh, jeans, spanner, and that was it. Yeah,
Yeah,
lovely.
that's a good point. Yeah, less detail is better, I think, mate. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a little annoyed I didn't paint the rivet on the spanner, but never mind.
Oh, you can always go back and do that, mate. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, photography is one of those things where you can always go back and think, oh yeah, hang on, I missed something, because undoubtedly we do that. We always do it, you know. And the photographs are a good way to highlight things and zoom it right up. And you think, oh, hang on, I just missed that bit, or I do that all the time.
Mm. Yeah, made it just what was it, like a choice just to make the tools yellow, just to fit in. I think. Yeah, so if they've got a tool, it's yellow.
Did you ever play the Gorka Morka game?
No, not played it.
Yeah, me too. But it's from the 90s, and I'd like to actually play it at some point. We're probably in the right position, really. We've got so many orcs now that we can have a good bash with Gorka Morka, because I think it's all vehicle based and it's like kit bashing your vehicles, and it's like one orc tribe versus another orc tribe or something like that, like a Mad Max style setting. But this is quite cool. I really like the sort of the knob commander guy in the background with his foot up on the chassis there, and taking aim as the bike rides along and taking some pot shots with his, looks like a las cannon or something mounted on there.
Yeah, stupidly oversized gun.
Yeah.
But like, what was it? I remember this being an absolute pain to pin everything in place, but it's done. Yeah, it's fine. And in the painting, I was really pleased with the headlamps.
Yeah. Yeah, they come out really nice, mate. Yeah, very cool.
But I've got a load of these to do, and a load more bikes, and then Scorcher, and I forgot. Oh, some more dreadnoughts to paint, just as a kind of unit on their own.
Yeah, having just put one of these guys together, but yeah, having the hands connect to the handlebars and having him sit in there correctly is a real pain as well. I didn't. For me, I don't know about you, but I didn't actually even glue this guy in there because he was so tough to get in there that he didn't even need any glue at the end.
The front wheel keeps falling off if you do, if you're messing around with it too much. But
yeah,
in the end, I pinned everything I could on there, and it was just a pain just to line everything up so it all went in, and then pin it to the base as well. But yeah.
And we'll go back to this page here, just in case that's right. Some of the war machines are in here that we didn't see last time. So you've got what do you got here?
They might crop up later as a thing on their own.
Okay, well, it's a good opportunity now to just go through it. You've got a dreadnought here, which is one of the classic Rogue Trader ones.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Did it come with the Gretchen in top and you just closed the hatch, or did it come with just the hatch?
Yeah, it did come with the Gretchen on top. But I was a bit like, oh, I'm not going to paint him. I'll just stick the thing on top.
Yeah.
And then I think in a load of eBay buys, there was like separate pieces that all together they would make a dreadnought, and I'd sold the collected pieces, and the guy wanted the Gretchen that goes in there, so he went with that. Yeah.
So this one here in the front. This is the other variant you're missing, isn't it?
Yes, there is another guy that looks like that. That looks like the guy in the front I'm missing, and then the guy in the middle. There are two variants of him, which I think I'm just missing the one. Yeah.
Okay, well, people, if you have any of those that Tom would need, please get in touch with myself or leave a comment below in the video. And yeah, Tom can get in touch with you and you can talk shop there. And as Tom's after those.
It'd be lovely to have a full set.
Yeah, it's a really impressive sight having all those orcs in mega armor, I feel. Yeah, they look lovely, man. Yeah, very nice. Stunning, stunning looking squad.
Yeah. So there's just one more corn boy to paint up to go in there, and then obviously the what's it called? The hybrid I've got already painted. He's nice. But holy moly, what an expensive model to get.
Oh, really? Yeah?
Yeah, it is. But there you go. It doesn't seem to be any shortage of them. They just seem to be really expensive.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. Because this is all the runt herds with their charges. Yeah. Wonderful. It's nice to have a full set of runt herds. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, mate, you've got to get this down to the Oldhammer weekend and bring out your lead, because it's on this week, and I know you can't get down there, but yeah, we've got to see this on the table, mate, down there.
Yeah, they're all varnished, ready for playing. Varnished twice, once with a, what's it called, like a lacquer? Lacquer?
Like a lacquer, yeah.
Then a dull coat on top. Yeah.
Oh, wow, these have been dull coated, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that. I thought they would have been like satin varnish or something, because the vibrance, they haven't lost the vibrancy of the colors. You know what I mean? Like usually dull coat just takes all the vibrancy out of them. But
I think it's the fluorescent paint that I've used. Like it's only like it's the thinnest glaze, and you can't really tell the difference. But it's like chocolate powder in a chili. You know, you can't pick it out, but something's different.
Yeah, that's a nice analogy. I'll have to try that one day.
Yeah, it's the only way to make chili. Put some chocolate in there.
Now, this is interesting. These movement trays.
Yeah.
What's the theory behind that?
They're just easier to move around, you know. So when I was taking this picture, trying to line them all up so that they fit in a kind of order. Like if they're all single, you just end up touching them over and over and over and over. So like I just bought some movement trays for them, and if they ever get to play a game, I imagine it's a lot easier to move them around on them.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite nice as well when you're painting them to like complete the tray before you move on.
All right, I think we've come to the end, mate. So again, congratulations on completing this incredibly impressive entry. Again, Tom, I hope you get to put this on the table with your friends in the future to play some games and to show it off at your local game store, as it needs to be shared and seen and admired, I think.
I've already got a game lined up, hopefully. So it'll be next year though, but like first quarter next year, yeah, they're going to go and see some action.
Wonderful, that's great. Now, what kind of points? What kind of points do you think they're playing though? Are you going to play the whole lot, or are you going to break it in easy and play like 1,000 points or something for the first game and build it up from there?
Yeah, I think it'll be nice to play one of those ones that escalate, you know. So you'd start off with a little tiny warband and then grow it up to have 3 battles, which just incrementally increase. Yeah.
And what rule set are you going to use? Are you going to use Rogue Trader or second edition?
Probably second, but I don't know. Do you know? Is one for future me to sort out. Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right. Now, for the next Old Army Challenge, do you have any thoughts about what you would be doing for that?
I have a very clear thought about what I'm doing, but it always gets confusing because you're like, oh, I could paint this instead. But I want to paint a monopose plastic Orc and Goblin army. That'd be nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there'll be different units. So that iconic kind of there's the Black Orc, the monopose Black Orc, which I think is the best of the monopose ones there. And then there's the regular Orc, there's that Archer, and then there's loads of other monopose Orcs from, like, say, is it Battle Masters?
Yeah.
Like some of the hit.
Wow. That'd be impressive.
So yeah, you can make 3 or 4, and then the original, is it Psychostyrene?
Yep.
Some goblins.
Regiments of Renown.
Yeah, so a couple of those as well. But I've bought them. I've got it all there done, and it was cheap to buy. You know, so I would quite like to make a cheap army just to give it a go.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I think that would look fantastic, because even like I got the original drastic plastics or whatever they were from the Regiments Around, and they're still classic models. I saw some on the Facebook the other day, like the Orcs are just some of the best plastic Orcs ever made. Yeah, they had like interchangeable heads. The Goblins did too, and yeah, that initial set was just a fantastic little box set.
Agreed.
Just wonderful. All right, Tom. Well, thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much for sharing all this again with us. We've had a great time reminiscing over that entry, And yeah, we want to see photos of it on the table with you guys playing with your friends, and hopefully at the Bring Out Your Lead next year, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a plan.
Yeah.
So.
All right, mate. Well, you enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much again. And I hope next time we'll have you back on, probably for the next project, for your monopose plastic project.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Okay, Tom, we'll take care, mate. Thanks very much again.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, mate. Okay, bye-bye.